Hey guys, it's time for the review I promised for Infamous Second Son. It's only been a few days and I've not had as much experience as I would like due to, work and stuff, but yeah, this is fun, this is quite good. Obviously, it's not perfect. I mean, it's only the first proper go at this generation game. There's bits to do right and there's bits to do wrong, but on the whole, it's a good game. We'll start with the negatives, end on the positives. I think that's a fair way to do this. Negatives. Sometimes, I don't know, the controls feel too light. For instance, right at the beginning of the game, before you discover you have powers, you're doing some navigating and learning how the controls work. Your basic sort of thing. Here are the early stages, here's how you move the character. That sort of bollocks, we've all done it. And you jump with Delson. And as Delson jumps nicely, can't argue that, but as he lands as if he's a plastic bag caught in an updraft and then dropping to the floor. Now, he hasn't got his powers yet, so for him to go seems a touch unrealistic. I think the team there could have done a bit more work on the physics engine, Obviously the physics of him change when he gets his powers because he can fly and junk. Well, not so much fly, more hover, I suppose. So that was slightly irksome, but then that didn't last very long. But the climbing the buildings for the first few while when you just got the smoke powers, it never seems to truly gel. It's sort of like there's an odd rhythm that doesn't seem to stick. Whilst with Cole, boom, 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 up he went. There was it felt more concrete. It was like there was a way you set Cole up a building, and that worked lovely, and you knew what you were doing. With Delson, you're going, can I press again yet? It's like, is it going to be able to reach that ledge? It's a little more unclear. It's not a big criticism, but it's a criticism nonetheless. The building scaling is unclear. What else? The facial animation, although is good, I don't think it's all as cracked up to be. And yeah. Positives, now there are way more positives than there are negatives. I mean, obviously, it's a pretty game. It's downright gorgeous sometimes. Even the bits where it's like Decayed City, it's downright gorgeous. I mean, the things they said about, the very slick streets and, the reflections and stuff is all true. It is lovely to look at, and it's a lovely world to inhabit. Sometimes you get a little lost in the environment. It's sometimes harder to pick up the visual cues. But then again, I suppose that's because they're basing it more on a real world situation, even though it's a condensed version of Seattle. It's sort of like an edited version. But for that, it does look damn lovely. What else? Yeah. Thing that surprised me, the microphone in the speaker in my DualShock 4. Whenever that goes off for sucking in powers or when Delson's mobile phone goes off, I thought that would prove to be distracting. And actually it works rather well. It's just different enough for you to notice it. Kind of makes you pay attention to it because you hear this coming from another source down here at your hands. So you play, good. It's kind of nice. There's a little bit of rumble for it, so that's good. And the other thing, of course, is what did you call it? The touchpad. Now I thought touchpad, this might prove to be a bit gimmicky throughout PlayStation's life. It'd probably take them at least a year and a half to 2 years to get the touchpad to have proper integration. But the touchpad, I thought it'd be the case that when I had to do anything with the touchpad, I had to be swiping. Nah, works first time, every time. And yeah, but using the light bar, brilliant. Like when you have to shake the spray can for Delson to spray a wall, works really well. So, you know, hats off to the guys that did all the stuff with the DualShock 4. You know, actually integrating its various functionalities. It's paid off. It really has. It's definitely made the game more immersive. Yeah, so I'm saying this is a pretty good game. And for a first effort from this generation, I mean, obviously we're still waiting for things like Watch Dogs, Batman, you know, Gotham Arkham Knight, or whatever you want to call it. I forget the name right now. It's, you know, Destiny, obviously. This is a good, solid game. I've heard a few people say it's a bit short, but I've not really got that far yet. I might even play the evil version. I mean, hell, I've paid for it, so I may as well, even though I'm not as keen. But I think it's clever that they've made Delson be a little bit of a dick. So then that way, you don't entirely like him, which means you're probably more likely to play the dick version. That's clever. Because, I mean, you liked Cole. You know, Cole was unmistakably a likeable guy. Delson's a bit of a dick. You know? If anyone should have got the powder, it should have been his brother. But, yeah. All in all, I'm saying this is a solid title. And if you haven't bought it, and you've got the money, go get it. That simple. Yeah, I think that'll do as a relatively solid review. I'd like to tell you more, I'd like to say more, but I've only played up to just getting the neon powders and having a bit of a fanny about with them. And they're fun. Yeah. Okay, so we'll close that off. I think that we'll say this is a definitely a decent title, and you should get it if you can. If you want to wait for it to drop in sale, fair enough, but definitely at some point down the road you should play this. Even alone from a friend, you should play this. Because this will be one of those things we talk about in years to come. Oh, do you remember when Infamous first came out the PS4? Yeah, that was quite good, that. Did you play it? No. Shit, you didn't play that? The conversations will go like that, I reckon. Anyway, remember to rate, favourite, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll close this the way I usually do.